Time for yet one more question. So let's see what the magic jar holds for us today. Next time I'm getting a bigger jar. Can't get smaller hands, so I gotta get a bigger jar. All right, next question. Can I lose my Bitcoin? Absolutely. Yes, you can. You can lose a wallet, you can lose a gold bar, you can lose a silver coin. You can, of course, lose your Bitcoin. Maybe the better question is, how do I prevent losing my Bitcoin? Well, one of the things you do, and there's been improvements to Bitcoin over time. Originally, back in the days where paper wallets were the way you kept it, you didn't even have, you had these long strings of letters and numbers. It was complicated. It was hard to use. A lot of people say, I wish I was in the early days of Bitcoin. You might want to think about that twice because it was a pain. It was painful to deal with it, but it's gotten better every year. And it really started with the adoption of what they call BIP39, which is a Bitcoin Improvement Protocol. Doesn't really matter. It's how your seed words came to be. The 12 words that you write down when you get a new wallet, to restore a wallet, that's basically, those words translate to a private key, right? That's just a way of remembering. You remember the words easier than you can remember, like A47, X3. It's very hard to remember those strings. There's no X, I know. All right, so yes, you can lose your Bitcoin. You can lose your wallet. If you have all of your assets, first off, don't put everything all in one place, especially if you have a certain amount of wealth, right? At a certain point, and you have to decide what that number is or how much it is, but you should diversify. Put it in different wallets, different types of wallets, different ways to store it. It's kind of like if you're sitting on $1 million, where do you want to put the $1 million and how do you want to store it? I want to have $1,000 to walk around with at any given time. I want to have $20,000 in cash at home. I want to have the rest in the vault. Whatever you want to do, that's up to you. Those are your decisions to make. And most people don't have $1 million. You're not sitting on that much. But let's just say you have, it's a different story if you have $500 worth of Bitcoin versus 50,000 versus 5 million. So one of the things you need to do is you have to have your 12 words. You write them in a secure place. Many people go to the length of putting them on a steel plate and typing them in or etching them in or using an engraving tool to put them in. So steel even survives a fire. That's why you would do that. You put that in a secure place. Some people even divide up their words and put them in 3 or 4 places, and you have to it's like a puzzle and a scavenger hunt to put it all back together. That's a bit extreme, but if you have a lot of money, I completely understand that. So you definitely want to practice restoring your wallets and get in that habit. So if you ever have to, you know how to do it. But there have been wallets that have been hacked. That's why you want to have multiple types of wallets, and you want to know how to restore them. And then I will say this: like a lot of in the original Bitcoin people, the people that go way back, you weren't an OG unless you lost something some way somehow. You either got a scam or you sent it to a wrong address. You just lost it to the Ethernet. You just sent it to the wrong address and it just spun out in the middle of nowhere. Mistakes are made. Mistakes do happen. But you do the best practice and you learn from them. Once you lose or you send a Bitcoin to the wrong address and it just goes in the middle of nowhere or you get scammed, you learn from it. Hopefully it's not that painful of a mistake, but you have to live and learn. You have to move forward with it. But the most thing you can do is practice, do the test transactions, learn how to restore your wallet with your 12 seed words. And this is the price you pay to control your own wealth. You're not paying someone else to store your wealth, because not only are you trusting them with your entire wealth, but you're also, they have to protect it and have the good security as well. So if you want to protect your own wealth and be your own custodian of your own wealth, part of that comes with the responsibility of keeping the best practices of keeping up with it and storing it properly and making sure that when you want to move it, first off, it's there, and you need to check that it's there and make sure it's continuously there and monitor it. And then you need to make sure when you want to move it, you can do it safely and you do it in smart and best practice. So lots said there. I'm sure there'll be more questions. We're here to respond and work on anything else that you have. But in a short, simple answer, yes, you can lose your Bitcoin, but there are ways to make that a minimal event, if at all, like almost not going to happen. I won't say it won't ever happen, but I'm saying there are steps you can make to prevent that from happening to the best of your abilities. So lots said, and we'll move on to the next question.